Before we begin the video, I just want to make a quick disclaimer about the process that I do in cleaning my diecast models. Please do this at your own risk. I'm not liable of any damages or any mishaps that would happen on the handling of your diecast model, and I am also not a sponsor on any of the products I use on this video. Hey guys, welcome to Diecast. So I know it's not a Wednesday, so I just made a second video for the Porsche, and I just want to show you guys the process of how I clean, polish, and wax my diecast models. So in my recent video, I have discussed this car, and if you noticed on that video, there are some marks in certain areas, like right here, so you can see that from the light. So my job here today is to remove all that tape residue. So as you can see, there are some in the rear fender, some in the front, so it's basically all for fender corners, unfortunately, and there are a few marks of fingerprints as well all over the car. So my goal for today is to be able to remove all those blemishes, and we'll see how it turns out. So when using the microfiber cloth, there are two sides of it. So there's this nice side that's really soft and the fibers are a bit longer, and there's this side here where the fibers are shorter and it feels a little bit more abrasive than the other side. So on this abrasive side is where we're going to use that rubbing compound, and on the other side is where we're going to use the wax later on. So in every rubbing compound that you use, make sure you read the instructions. On this one, it says to shake well before use, and I've done that already. So if I'm going to put some of this product on the microfiber cloth, I make sure I just put a little bit. So if you can see here, I'm just putting maybe like half a pea size amount. The reason why you want to use just a little bit at a time is because you don't want to ruin that paint. Like, you just want to scrub off a little bit of that surface, focusing on those areas that you want to remove the blemishes on. So in this case, smaller is definitely better. I also want to make a quick mention here. If you are going to use the rubbing compound on cars that do have a lot of decals, I do not recommend this. Or maybe use a little bit, like a really tiny bit, just because it will damage or potentially take the decals off of the model. So I just want to quickly show you guys the areas that I really want to focus on the model. Alright, so I'm going to begin polishing. So what I do with this small amount right here is I am just going to do a quick dab, just not a full dab, just like a half dab, just like that. Just that small amount will do for you. And one thing that I noticed when using this product is you have to be a little bit fast. So that piece right there, if I leave that right there for maybe like 5 minutes, that's gonna dry up. So what I like to do on this part, so I'm not going to use that piece right there, I'm just going to use a dry area, so I'm just going to kind of dab it around. Just dab it around. Just like that. So we're just spreading that around the area, and then we'll start polishing it. So you're using a lot if you see some red coming towards your microfiber cloth. So there's no redness on it, so that's a good sign. So yeah, just that. Take note, we're not using the whole bit, we just use a little bit. Just on that fender. And right away, like, I could definitely see there is no residue at all. And we only used a little bit there. And that's how you proceed with the rest. And obviously, like, if you're going to, like, say, do the windshield, just be careful with the windshield wipers, because this cloth might get caught on it, so you don't want that to happen, and for obvious reasons.
So yeah, like you can see that hood there, there's a lot of fingerprints there, so we're gonna get rid of that as well. Alright, so for the wax here, I'm not gonna wax on the car, but I'm gonna spray the wax onto the microfiber cloth. And remember, we're using the bigger fiber side, the longer fiber side. So just do a bit. I did like 3 or 4 sprays there, and this is what we're gonna use now. So just take my cloth, take my car, slowly. I know a lot of people do end up somehow wrecking or damaging partially their models because of cleaning, so it's very important to really take your time on this one. So yeah, like you can see, it's pretty damp. So yeah, that's a good sign. So it's damp like that. Just keep on working it around. Yeah, and then you can see it's not as damp anymore. And then move to another damp side. Just keep on working that again. And again, you have to be careful, don't apply too much pressure. It's almost like you're working with the car and the cloth together. We're not going to do any type of product on the tires, but we are going to polish the wheels a bit. See if that comes off there. No, unfortunately, that scuff that I was talking about in this review is not coming off, so that's unfortunate. It's not coming off. And I don't want to apply too much pressure on that, so... Oh well, I mean, it's only me who's going to notice it. And whoever's watching. And as you can see, I just follow the lines, right? Like, I don't go like this, like, I just follow the lines. So if I have a big part like right here, I try to do a little bit of a circular motion. And then once I'm done with the circular motion, I do just following the lines back and forth, back and forth. Alright, so this is the finished product of the polishing. Like, as you can see, it's really shiny. There are a bit of parts that I need to come back to, but yeah, like overall, it was in better condition than what I started with. It looks like that's a fingerprint from the inside that I have to work on. But yeah, like overall, it's actually really slippery to touch, so I'm really being very careful with that. So as soon as you see that the car is pretty much slippery to touch, you're happy with the outcome. Yeah, and again, I just want to show you guys the issues here. Let's check here. So yeah, no more tape residue. That was the bigger one right here, and then the other side. So no more tape residue right there as well. And I think there was some by the doors. And as well, that was the paintbrush that I was talking about. Yeah, it's way better than what it was. There. And paintbrush there.
So far, I want to say it's a success. Thanks for watching, guys. And also, please like, comment, and subscribe. It definitely helps me create more content like this. And if there's any other Porsche diecast models that you want me to do a review on, please let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a good one.